Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we'll be covering an important topic in aviation, frost. Imagine it's a crisp, clear morning. Barely any wind, not a cloud in the sky. The kind of day that looks perfect for flying. You walk out to the airplane and there it is. A thin white coating across the wings and tail. Frost. It looks harmless, and that's exactly why it gets pilots into serious trouble. So today we're going to break down what frost actually is, why the FAA takes it so seriously, and what exactly it does to your airplane. This is a topic that the Airman Certification Standards expects all private pilots to know. What is frost and how exactly does it form? Let's start with the basics. Frost is ice, but it forms differently than the ice you pick up when flying through a cloud. Frost forms by deposition. Water vapor in the air changes directly into ice on a surface, skipping the liquid stage entirely. For that to happen, two conditions have to be met. The temperature of the collecting surface, which is your wing, has to be below the dew point of the surrounding air, and that dew point has to be below freezing. Here's the part that catches people off guard. Frost forms in clear, calm, stable air with light winds, the very same conditions that otherwise make for a beautiful flying day. On a cold, clear night, your wing radiates heat out to the open sky and cools below the temperature of the air around it. By sunrise, you've got frost. That's why frost is a pre-flight problem far more than it is an in-flight one. So why does the FAA care about a coating you can barely feel? It comes down to aerodynamics. Your wing makes lift because air flows smoothly over its upper surface. Frost doesn't really change the shape of the wing, but it makes the surface rough, about like coarse sandpaper. And that roughness disrupts the smooth layer of air flowing over the wing, causing it to separate earlier than it should. The numbers are striking. The FAA notes that frost or ice no thicker or rougher than a piece of coarse sandpaper on the leading edge and upper surface of the wing can reduce lift by as much as 30% and increase drag by as much as 40%. Think about what that means on takeoff. You accelerate to your normal rotation speed, you pull back, and the wing simply isn't making the lift it's supposed to. The airplane may not fly at all, or it may lift off, mush into the air, and settle right back onto the runway or whatever's past it. There's no warning horn for this. The airspeed indicator says that you're fine, and the wing says otherwise. And there's a second hazard, asymmetry. Picture the airplane parked so that one wing sits in the early morning sun and the other stays in the shade. The shaded wing keeps its frost, the sunlit one sheds it. Now you've got one wing making more lift than the other, a rolling tendency right at the most critical phase of flight. This is where the clean aircraft concept comes in, and the rule is simple. The airplane must be free of frost, ice, and snow before you fly. Federal regulations back this up. 14 CFR 91-527 states that no pilot may take off an airplane that has frost, ice, or snow adhering to the wings, control or stabilizing surfaces, the propeller, the power plant, or the airspeed altimeter, rate of climb, or flight attitude instrument sensors. And note this, years ago the rules allowed pilots to polish frost smooth on the wing and then go. That allowance was removed. Polishing is no longer acceptable. The standard now is that the frost comes off. So what do you actually do? Remove all of it before flight. Pull the airplane into a heated hangar and let it melt, or use an approved de-icing fluid. Or, on a sunny morning, simply wait and let the sun do the work. Just confirm every surface is clean before you go, including the tail, which is easy to overlook. What you don't do is brush off the big patches and call it good. If it's on the airplane, it comes off. To recap, frost forms by deposition on clear, cold, calm nights when your wing cools below the freezing dew point. It adds almost no weight, but it roughens the wing enough to cost you up to 30% of your lift and add up to 40% more drag, and it can do it unevenly, wing to wing. The regulations and the ACS are both clear. A clean aircraft is non-negotiable, so before every cold weather flight, your job is simple. Get the frost off and confirm it. To continue learning, make sure you follow us on all of our socials. And once again, thanks for watching.